It's now officially passed, we're hearing?
Yeah, it has officially passed. The final number was 220 to 196. And again, that is with those 6 Democrats, almost all of them frontline Democrats, meaning Democrats in competitive districts voting for it. I can tell you, Diane, it was expected that this resolution would probably pass along party lines because this was obviously a Republican effort to condemn Harris and start to build this case of disagreement with her over policy. But I don't think anyone was really expecting 6 House Democrats. And that's a fair number, just given how slim the numbers are here in the House of Representatives, to vote for a resolution that is condemning the presumptive nominee of their own party. One more thing to note here, which is we have seen some House Republicans in recent days start to take aim at Harris over her race. We've heard them use the phrase DEI hire and things of that nature. And one of the things we've learned, our Rachel Scott and I are reporting, that sources tell us that in a closed-door House Republican meeting earlier this week, Speaker Mike Johnson told them, focus on the policy, don't focus on personal attacks. And this resolution is in that vein, trying to focus on border policy.
So, Selena, how do you expect Harris to now defend against this? We have heard the campaign already talk about how she wasn't actually the border czar. But do you expect to hear more on what she actually did in her role in terms of immigration and the border? And what do you expect to hear from her at that event today?
Yeah, look, I think her campaign is driving home the message about the contrast here between her versus former President Donald Trump and how she believes that she is the best person to hold Donald Trump to account. This is all.
Hold Donald Trump to account for what? Actually securing the border and having people vetted rather than let them just flood into our country, bringing crime and everything else with them? Is she serious? Welcome back, Warriors. This is me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. So today, looks like the House is passing a resolution. This was actually yesterday to condemn Harris over her handling of the border. Now, you may have seen a clip of her being interviewed by Lester Holt, and he said, have you been to the border? She was like, well, I haven't been to Europe.
I'm here in Guatemala today. At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
Europe,
I'm not just.
like, oh my gosh, this woman right here is like a case of that movie with Jim Carrey, Dumb and Dumber. What? This is what we're dealing with. We're talking about the Demon Rat Party. Well, we're going to get back into it. But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. Watch the video to the end. This gets interesting.
It's all about the framing of a prosecutor versus a convicted felon. So while she does have vulnerabilities in those areas we've been talking about, including immigration and the economy, they believe that because of who she is, she can drive out the voters that this campaign needs the most. Her campaign put out a memo just yesterday saying that a disproportionate number of these undecided voters are Black, Latino, and young voters. These are all groups that they believe Harris can drive out in droves. And I can just tell you here, Diane, I've been speaking to a lot of the teachers and public educators who are here today, and they say they feel a kind of energy and enthusiasm they haven't felt in months.
There's so much that she really didn't do anything in her role as vice president. I mean, I can't think of anything that she actually did. What she was given to do was to help secure the border. She clearly did not do that. There are in excess of 10 million, upwards of, to some reports say 20 million illegal immigrants in our country. And we are okay with immigrants as long as they are vetted properly and come into our country legally. You know, they on the left want to make it seem like, well, so what if they just come into our country? No, they need to be vetted, because when they come in, they take up the resources that, average American citizens desperately need. So no, we don't want that. And we don't want our own Black Americans, Latino Americans, or any American to be in the back seat or in the back of the line when it comes to handing out resources. We should be in the front of the line, particularly our veterans who gave their lives for our country. Do not make them wait. Do not put them on the back burner. That is not right. You take care of home first. Don't you take care of your house first before you go helping other people? I would hope so. I really would hope so. But this is what they want to run on. They want to run on, there are these, Black and Latino people who are undecided, and they're just going to throw her race in there. That doesn't mean anything. They will tell you in a heartbeat. Kamala will tell you, I can't do anything specifically for Black people. He'll say that. And also Barack Obama said, well, I can't do laws, just for Black people, but they did it just for the alphabet community. Yeah, they did. Because when, and this is probably not right, but it is what it is. A lot of Black people look and see a Black person and they want to automatically vote for them, thinking that they're going to care something about them just because they're Black like they are, or have some Black in them, because neither Kamala or Barack Obama they're not Black, they're mixed race. Okay, we're not doing that one drop rule thing. We're not doing that. They're mixed race. And you can have a person fully Black and not care about anybody but themselves. Because you can't just look at someone and say, ooh, they're a woman like I am. They're going to care about me because I'm a woman too. Please, we need to stop smoking drugs. Okay? Don't do that. Say no. Just say no. And, Black people have a tendency to look at not all Black people, I'm saying a lot of the times, and think they're going to care about me because I'm Black too. See how the people in Chicago feel about Brandon Johnson, and prior to that, Lori Lightfoot. They didn't care because Black Democrats, the politicians, the Black Democrat politicians are paid to do absolutely nothing. They never do. They never do anything to help any of the underprivileged communities. And yes, I mean Black and Latino communities. Yes, I do. Or anybody. It could be poor, white, whatever. Any kind of underserved community. They don't care. So if you're looking at them to care, you're just being naive, because they haven't cared ever. Look at the history. They have never cared. And they use race every single time. And let me tell you something. They wanted those people to come in like that. And then Jim Crow Joe at the last hour is going to put in some kind of legislation to start securing the border after 3.5 years. Are you serious? Do we look stupid? I guess we must not look too bright, because he could have done that before. He could have just left it alone. It was already fine. The wall was going up. Things were more secure. See, Donald Trump is looking out for us, and the media demonizes him. And we fall for the demonization, thinking that the media is telling us the truth. And they straight up lying. Straight up lying. We've caught them in multiple lies. I've caught them in multiple lies. Someone put in my comment section that, oh, you think, because I said I think that the Democrats are going to have an open convention. I don't think that it's going to end up being Kamala. I really don't. She's not prepared. She's just not it. If that's all they got, that is just pitiful. That is just pitiful. And they're going to get someone else. They're going to have an open convention. Watch. They said they weren't going to have one, so that means they're going to have one. They do the opposite of what they say they're going to do every single time. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll admit it, but I don't believe I'm wrong, because if they're going to put her up, this is like a joke. This is like a bad movie, but one that I'm enjoying. I find it comical, her and her word salads. Don't know where the hell she going or the passage of time. But yeah, so that's what's going to happen is what I think. But the Democrats are going to push race. They are going to push racial grievances and conflicts. You're going to see an increase in white police officers that are unaliving unarmed Black people. But I will say, if they did it wrongfully, they should be held accountable. I'm not condoning that. But you got to know that it happens more than just one way. They're going to play up the race thing. The police officer will be white. The person that was shot will be Black. And they're going to keep pushing it out. And they're going to keep pushing it out. And they're going to stoke the flames of racial grievances. People are going to run out into the streets. The Democrats love chaos. They are so predictable. And that whole pandemic thing that happened a few years ago in 2020 would have come back. And then they're probably going to have us all in the house, not able to go anywhere. Because they do this during an election year. Yeah. Everything was fine last year and the year before. So they got to come up with something. It might be a new variant that they don't know what to do with. I'm just saying, they'll do anything to win. You all tell me what you think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And let me just say, I just want to clarify some things. Talk about this a little bit more, because I think that what's happening with the border with Kamala Harris, they're going to act like, the Democrats are probably going to act like they're so upset about it and so incensed about it that they're going to use that as another reason to actually have an open convention. They're going to say something like, we weren't planning to have an open convention, but due to the extreme circumstances of what's happening, they're going to find a way to have an open convention. Just saying. And they might even throw Kamala up under the bus. I mean, all the way up under the bus, honey, under the ground that's under the bus. They're going to throw her away. So all these people saying, I'm with her, there will be no more her. No more her. Okay. But you all tell me what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you all so much for your support. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America. And as I always say, march on, warriors.